Namaskar. So in today's talk, we will discuss the 5 remaining points of Niyama. Niyama is the points of Niyama are more internal, and actually they deal with the psycho-spiritual aspects of life more than they do with the physical aspect of life, although that aspect is also part of the practice of some of the principles. The 5 principles of Jama, which we discussed last time, are more related to the physical and the psychic aspect of life. The Jama relates to how we should live in the world, how we should relate to others. In these 5 points of Niyama, we act within as if independently of any other entity. The practice of the Niyama principles is independent of other entities. It's not entirely independent, but it's somewhat independent. And the first point of Niyama means self-regulation, and the spirit of Niyama, to recap on what we said last time. The spirit of Jama and Niyama is to provide the spiritual aspirant with a kind of compass, with a kind of instrument, an internal instrument in this case, an internal tool that will enable him or her to find his or her orientation. For example, if we were to drive without knowing any traffic rules at all, if we had come from another planet and we somehow knew how to drive, but we didn't know the traffic rules prevalent on this planet, try to imagine what type of confusion it would create for yourself and others. It would be very difficult. Now, a code, a kind of guideline is necessary in order to determine how to conduct ourselves. If it is necessary to learn traffic rules, then it must be even more important to learn how to conduct oneself in life. In this case, Niyama means how to conduct oneself in relation to one's inner world. Shaucha means cleanliness. It's also, another word for it would be purity. It means maintaining the cleanliness and the purity of one's physical environment, and also maintaining the cleanliness and purity of one's psychic environment, of one's mind. Both are very important aspects, and the practice of both is necessary. The environments that we live in, especially our immediate environments, our room, our house, our car, need to be kept tidy and clean, because a cluttered and dirty environment that accumulates dust and accumulates dirt is not conducive to one's physical or mental well-being. There is a tendency to sometimes not take proper care of the things we have in our house, in our surroundings. Leave them scattered here and there. Not everyone does that, but many people do, forgetting that they also render service to us, and we should treat them with respect. We should put them where they belong. We should keep them in a proper state. This not only helps us understand ourselves and them, where we are and where they are in the greater scheme of life, but it also helps to maintain mental order. It also helps to maintain a state of mind which is unburdened by unnecessary clutter or ugliness. The physical cleanliness of our clothes or body is even more important. The closer we come to ourselves, the more important it is to keep those objects clean. So keeping one's clothes clean, keeping one's body clean is very important to how we feel. Incidentally, I would like to say that there are times in life when we seem to be dejected for one reason or other, and we tend to withdraw and not think much of our surroundings, of anything. We tend to let go of many things. At that time, it's a good practice to clean the environment thoroughly, to clean the house or the room very, very well, to take a bath or a shower, to put on clean clothes, and you will find that much of your dejection, much of your mental unease has been lifted. Cleanliness plays a very important role in maintaining a state of harmony in the mind. That is physical cleanliness, cleanliness of the body, of the clothing, of the environment. And if that is important, then there is a type of cleanliness which is even more important than that. That is the cleanliness, the purity of our mind. If it is true that a cluttered and dirty environment, in the long run, at least, irritates us and makes us feel uncomfortable, it is even truer that a cluttered and dirty mind makes us feel unhappy, make us feel burdened. It's also a fact that sometimes so-called good people or so-called honest people, due to the prevalence, due to the overpowering influence of a selfish motivation, they allow, due to opportunistic feelings, they allow their minds to go astray. They allow some propensity like anger or jealousy or infatuation to create a hurricane within their minds. This type of agitation of mind creates a lot of disharmony within. It creates a lot of clutter. It also creates a lot of dirt, because in order to justify ourselves, we keep on heaping distortion after distortion. And in that process, we add to the clutter and dirt of our mind. So mental purity is more important for one's personal well-being, much more important than physical purity is.